Sup YouTube, it's Stuttgart TCG here, and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. I just recently came back from the Stuttgart Regionals, and today we're going to be doing a little recap of what happened in this first tournament of course, Surging Sparks legal over in Europe. We, of course, have the Surging Sparks set ever since the beginning of November, but now tournaments are finally in full swing, and we still have a ton more regionals and tournaments, actually, in this Surging Sparks format. We're going to be talking about the meta conversion. We're going to be talking about the day 1 and the day 2 meta share, all of that on top of the top 16 deck list. So if you guys are excited, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. As usual, it is super effective and helps out the channel tremendously. And also subscribe if you are new to the channel so you can get videos instantly when, of course, they hit the channel. So let's start off firstly by saying that this is the day 1 meta field. So as we see here, the most popular deck in the room was Lugia VSTAR by just a small margin, because Raging Bolt being the second most popular deck as well. Then we have Charizard. Miraidon is something I expected. So with, of course, the regional before the Sacramento Regional, we of course saw that Miraidon was big. That meant that people that have been playing Lugia throughout this previous format, the Stellar Crown format, would just phase off. And that's exactly what we see here. No Lugia to be seen. And that's the crazy part. We're going to be talking about the best of the rest in day 1 as well. But you will see Lugia has disappeared, which was a crazy meta prediction. That was also the reason why I personally navigated towards playing Snorlax block. I know, it's crazy. It's not my playstyle. But I figured like it had great matchup spread, and with, of course, Lugia being removed in the format entirely, I thought it was a great pick, but I did not expect a lot of Ancient Bucks and Klawf doing so well, so that was a little bit a mislead on my part. But still, if you want to check out my tournament run with, of course, the Stuttgart Regionals, you can, of course, click the link down below or check out the playlist, Big Regionals /vlogs. You can find that quite easily. What do we see here? So Miraidon 8% meta share, then Lost Box. So if you combine those, so Lost Box and Miraidon, you have 14% meta share that is hit in Lightning Weakness, which meant Lugia was really afraid, and people noticed for sure. Then Terapagos. And let's take a look at something noteworthy here. We're going to be taking a look at the best of the rest in day 1. And Gholdengo shows up here. Gholdengo is actually a very strong deck that recently had some success at Sacramento, getting 3rd place. There's Dracopult being 4%. Roaring Moon as well, 4%. Gardevoir 2. Cerulege vaulting. So Cerulege did not do quite well, but it was still being played with like 59 people deciding, Cerulege, that's the deck, and then Snorlax block with the same amount of players. So you see here, even the best of the rest does not showcase Lugia, so that's the craziest thing we've seen. Lugia has been a top performing deck ever since its release in Silver Tempest. It was crazy then, dropped some cards left and right. There was surviving the rotation, and yeah, it always has been a part of the metagame, but now, in this specific tournament, it was gone. Then Lugia, when the world needed him at most, he vanished. So that was the story of Lugia. And as a fun fact, more people were playing Control than Lugia. It's crazy. With that being said, let's talk about the conversion rate, shall we? Here we see day 2 conversion rate. We see, there we have him, ladies and gentlemen, Klawf appearing out of nowhere with a crazy conversion rate. I think, I don't know how many people played Klawf during day 1, but that 31 players actually advanced into day 2, which is insane. That's actually more than 50% conversion rate, which is the highest I've ever seen. In my opinion, Klawf is a deck that is not, if people don't respect it, it is going crazy. Also with Lugia dropping off completely, which was one of his more tricky matchups, Klawf is just free to just run rampant. You have the Petrant to donk people, even you can donk people when on your first turn going first. Like, they cannot even draw a card, and sometimes you can donk because of Radiant Hisuian Sneasler and the Petrant. It is so nasty. So Klawf joining in here, Raging Bolt dropped down in meta share, and I think the personal reason for that is that a lot of professional players that do this for a full-time living didn't pick up Raging Bolt. So the pro players, as to speak of, were most of them, not all of them, so don't get it confused, were not actually playing Raging Bolt. Most of those are actually playing Regidrago, and we do see that in the reflection of the meta share. 13% of Regidrago VSTAR, and then Klawf as well. Very played amongst a lot of famous people out there. But yeah, that made sure that Klawf converted really well. Then Charizard stuck around. Terapagos Noctowl also gained 2%. Raging Bolt, as mentioned, flopped a little bit because it dropped 4%. And then Snorlax Block, believe it or not, also got 2%. And I was one of those people. I know, I'm evil. But yeah, I had to drop Lugia for this event and I couldn't find anything better to play. So yeah, maybe next time I'll be testing out Klawf, because Klawf seems pretty nice. We're going to be checking that out on the channel tomorrow. So definitely subscribe if you're new so you don't miss that video. So with that being said, let's take a look at the top 16 deck list. That's what you're here for. So in the finals, it was Arnie against Oijvent, two people from Finland. And if you want to be taking a look at the conversion rate, let's just take a look here. We're going to go to pokerank.gg. And pokerank.gg is a very cool website where you can check out analysis. So we're going to be checking out tournaments. We're going to be clicking on the past tournaments and click on Stuttgart here. So with that being said, we're going to be going to TCG standings, and let's select a country, Finland. The reason why I'm doing this is that it is actually insane. So in total, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people from Finland. And there were 9 people that converted into day 2. With another 2 actually not doing that terrible as well. So kind of crazy, that conversion rate. People from Finland, what have they been eating to perform so well at tournaments? With that being said, congratulations Arnie for that fantastic win. So we do see Charizard Mirror in the finals here. Anything spicy about this list? It's the same 60 that they have been playing for Lille as well as Gdansk. And in Lille they got top 32, and Gdansk they got top 128. But now they got the first place finish here. Charizard with a 2-1-1 line of Dusknoir. The Klawf also thrown in there. Torton, Briar, and of course Unfair Stamp as the ace pack card of choice. So nothing too spicy, but it's still crazy to see. And with the high rise of Miraidon, it's actually super nice to be playing Charizard, and that's exactly what the people from Finland did. Oijvent here as well with another Charizard list. This list actually is playing Pokestop. That's right. That's the craziest part about all of this, is that we see Charizard Pokestop. There's 2 Pokestop in here and 5 fire type energies. With, of course, Pokestop, you're going to be able to find your rare candies or your Ultra Balls a little bit faster so you can get your turn to Charizard. Also, the Charmeleon is actually the one that actually slaps 90 damage, which is very peculiar. You can also power that up and then start swing for a crazy amount of damage in combination maybe with a Dusknoir. I don't know. It is not the Charmeleon that is immune from effects of attacks. Yeah, that means that the true Mimikyu counter is not this one, but yeah, I wonder why they chose this Charmeleon. Also a 2-1-1 line of the Dusknoir. And the Klawf also in here. So pretty similar list, but this is playing Pokestop. So interesting for sure. Then Maciej Najvadba from the Czech Republic played Palkia Noctowl. And this Palkia Noctowl list is actually, it's actually not playing Dusknoir. It is playing Canceling Cologne. It is playing 1 copy of E-Switch. It is playing Kieran. So it is a funky list that allows you to sometimes go for Moonlight Shuriken, and you can find your boss's orders. And now that I think about it, your boss's orders or even Prime Catcher and Cologne combo really quickly. You have the Fan Rotom, which can sometimes attack as well. And there's the Blood Moon for the late game. So a very cool, unique Palkia Terapagos list. And with Noctowl, it's pretty much Palkia and Teleon, right? Because you can get any card you want from the deck. Whether you're looking for energy with Earthen Vessel, whether you're looking for gusting effect with Prime Catcher, or more Pokemon with Buddy Buddy Puffin or Ultra Ball or Nazball, it is all possible with this 60. And consistency has always been key in the TCG, so nice to see that reflect over here. Then Nathan Doyle from Ireland playing Gardevoir. That's right, Gardevoir still good, and it is a very unique list, as you can see here, with the Call Bell. People that have been living under a rock, search your deck for a supporter, reveal it, and put it in your hand. And you can only use this card if you go second and only on your first turn. So this is a Gardevoir list that always wants to go second, and if you go second, you can activate that Call Bell to find Arven, to find TM Evo, and in combination with the Precious Trolley as well. So this is Gardevoir, Trolley, TM Evo, Call Bell. A very unique Gardevoir list, and I am all for it. It's super nice to see you can get your entire squad ready to go with the Precious Trolley, all your rolls, your Manaphy if need be, maybe even Radiant Greninja, and off you go. So this list also not playing Klefki, just went all out for consistency, and it actually worked out for them, getting a top 4 finish. Mads Jensen from Denmark playing Dragapult Iron Thorns. Another controversial deck here, playing 4 copies of Iron Thorns in a Dragapult list. We've seen this before. But they went even the extra mile by, of course, incorporating Tentacruel. Actually, Toadscruel, and the Toadscruel here actually makes sure that cards in your opponent's discard pile can be put in their hand by an effect of your opponent's abilities or trainer cards. So people cannot get back cards from their discard pile. That means if you're up against something like a Gholdengo, that's actually super hilarious because they cannot get back their energies, which is totally awesome. What else can we see here is that they're playing the Terra Orb. They're playing 4 copies of Crispin to, of course, power up Dragapult or even Iron Thorns. And yeah, it's something I also need to test out on the channel here. It's also coming back with the Precious Trolley and TM Evo combo, just as we saw with that Gardevoir 60. So people are testing out this new 8-pack card, and it seems to be better than we give it credit for. Then we're going to Owen Cameraman. It's been a while since we've seen him in top 8. The last time I think was with Chimpao, if I'm not mistaken. So, oh, no, I'm wrong. They actually were able to actually win with Mew VMAX Fusion Mew back before it in Utrecht. But yeah, here a very nice finish and well-deserved for Owen Cameraman with Gholdengo. The Gholdengo deck actually is a little bit of a hybrid between Gholdengo Palkia and also playing with the Energy Surge Pro, which actually puts Gholdengo on the map. It's now a very high meta tier deck, as you can easily one-shot now with Gholdengo on the second turn, which is awesome. The Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking can allow you to put 2 cards instantly on top of the deck, and you can draw them out with either Pokestop, Radiant Greninja, Pheasantipede, or coin bonus of the Gholdengo. So it's a perfect supporter in this 60. This is nothing more to say. I actually played Gholdengo at the Cup recently and got top 4, so I'm all for it. This list actually is not playing Togekiss. Instead, went for the Palkia lineup and also has Canceling Cologne to deal with evolving decks like, for example, Charizard and Gardevoir. Then Robin Schultz, our former world champion. I think it was world champion in 2019. Correct me if I'm wrong, or 2018. We have Robin Schultz here with Klawf Terapagos, and this is the 60 here that they come rocking with. So we had seen this before over in the Sacramento Regionals with 2 of them getting into top 32, but now it was literally everywhere. I was playing at the day 2 meta field and I saw a ton of these guys. I didn't play against them, but they were around me all the time. Klawf is a force to be reckoned with, and now this feels like a deck that goes really well going first or going second. If you go second, you can either attack with Terapagos for a one-shot on the big EX or V Pokemon, definitely with Poison. That means that you can actually cap 230, which is ridiculously awesome, or you can go for the Klawf, which is the hit sweetness against stuff like, for example, Miraidon, Blood Moon, other Terapagoses, you name it. The list also plays Oranguru, which allows you to get 2 tools instantly from the deck, and with Hisuian Electrode and the super effective glasses, you can even deal with Charizard. The craziest thing about this is that this is a deck that can donk, and we're definitely going to be testing this out tomorrow on the channel, so you guys can look forward to that. Binding Mochi can also push crazy numbers for stuff like Blood Moon to even hit for a whopping 280. Even more if you count in Radiant, Hisuian Sneasel, and Poison damage. So yeah, Poison deck is refined here. And then Antoine Boulet, our trusted translator here, playing Gholdengo, and we're gonna see what is it. This is actually playing the Togekiss line, okay. Also 2 of these Togepi that allows you to heal 10 damage from your active, which could be useful against Dragapult if they want to like spread damage. Like sometimes they can knock out actually, what, 200 on Gholdengo, 6 on one of the bench Pokemon. You can then put up the other Pokemon on the active and then heal 10, so you're not like double knockout, if you say to speak. So this is the optimal Togepi in my book. And we do see that this 60 actually is incorporating the Togekiss and allows you to flip a coin if you knock out the active, if heads take an additional prize card. So cheating out additional prizes is the way Gholdengo can also work. So either you go for Palkia VSTAR as your backup attacker or another very strong attacker, and otherwise you just go for Gholdengo and the Togekiss. So interesting. This list cannot attack with Greninja. On the other list can of course attack with Greninja because Owen Cameraman actually was playing 3 copies of the water type energy. Okay, that is the top 8. You might think, oh, where's the rest? The rest will be coming out on limitlesstcg.com very shortly. Now let's head over to PTCG stats. And now we can see the rest, right? What was on the 9th place? Dragapult Dusknoir. Okay, this is a blast from the past because this actually did pretty well before everything changed with the new set. But we see here Dragapult, they've laid it down differently, like they put the Pokemon on the right side. Most of the time it's different, but yeah, we'll just make do with it. We have the Pokemon League headquarters as the stadium card of choice. We see Terra Orb being utilized here. 1 copy of Switch, the Sparkling Crystal also in there, and 2 copies of Counter Catch. So it's pretty much a straightforward Dragapult Dusknoir list. They play 2 different versions of the Duskulls, by the way, but other than that, it's fine. And 2 copies of Rotom for additional consistency. I love the rare candy art, by the way. So, interesting for sure. Then the 10th place list is David Valerian. They are used to be playing Gardevoir. You can also see that, by the way. Let's over back to pokerank.gg and go to player statistics. You can add in the name here of a player and you can see what they have been playing with. So they were playing Bonnet, Gardevoir, and Lille. They were playing Gardevoir and Gdansk, and Stuttgart, they actually went for Charizard. So that's actually quite interesting that they went for Charizard. That means that the list should be available on Arcanine Labs if we take a look at that. If they ever get released, but it's Charizard Pidgeot, shouldn't be too different than the 2 lists we saw in the finals. Then Matthew Hopet from Belgium, actually playing Gardevoir EX as well. This actually is not a trolley list. It is actually, I have to put this down like this so you guys can check along with me. It is playing the secret box instead, and 2 copies of the Artisan. So that's another way you could be making Gardevoir more consistent. They told me that they never bricked in 2 tournaments with the 60, and I can understand that because they're playing 2 Artisan and the 4 Buddy Puffin and the Radiant Greninja as well. So, and secret box too. So I can understand even with 2 copies of TM Evo that you cannot brick with a list like this. And if you're playing Gardevoir and you're afraid of bricking a lot, this might be the 60 for you. I wonder which version is better, the one with the trolley or the one with the secret box. Let me know down below which version you personally prefer. Okay, then moving forward, Alex Bortolini with the Regidrago VSTAR. Okay, we've seen a lot of Regidrago. So is there something unique here? We see a Jamming Tower, all the rest seems about the same. We see 1 copy of the Night Stretcher, 1 copy of Super Rod, 1 copy of Superior Energy Retrieval. So sometimes you see 2 Super Rod, 1 Superior Energy Retrieval. It's a little bit of a mixture of both, but that is the recovery. And all the rest of the Pokemon are pretty much as we've expected here. Let me just check here real quick. Yeah, that's Phasandipity, Cleffa, Squawkabilly, Mew EX, and Charizard. So yeah, it's the stuff we've seen before, but they are actually playing the Alolan Exeggutor and also playing the Hisuian Goodra. So a lot of the people playing the Regidrago deck actually piloted a lot of different dragon types, which actually is interesting. Definitely is people like Tor Reckliffe as well went for all the dragons. Then we have Yari Honrad from Belgium as well. So Belgium represented. Let's go. We have Klawf Terapagos. Look at that. They finally have their big finish that they were hoping for. So they have been traveling a lot throughout the season, and now it pays off. Playing very cool Terapagos Klawf list. This list is actually playing 2 Pachyrant and also playing the Iron Bundle. I don't know if the Iron Bundle came in clutch, but yeah, it can also push opponents' actives down to the bench, which could help out definitely because you have a whole arsenal of attackers. Either you can go for a Blood Moon attack, you can poison people with the Pachyrant, you can swoop with the Terapagos or slap with the Klawf as well. And with the Iron Bundle, you can push away Clefas because you don't want to be seeing Clefas. And the biggest strength of a deck like this actually is being able to hit numbers and let the opponent get knocked out through the means of poison, which means people cannot use Phasandipity on the turn after that, which is insane. And definitely in combination with, of course, getting the knockout and the opponent not being able to respond because they cannot use Phasandipity is totally awesome. Double Force Sealstone, love that. And also a Carmine in here for some additional oomph power. Definitely if you want to go for that turn 1 donk. Okay, then we have 14 Simone Canziani with Roaring Moon EX. Roaring Moon EX, one of my favorite decks. I'm always afraid to play it. I played it at a challenge and didn't get into the top cut. Not that we have top cuts for challenges, but you know what I mean. I got like only 8 CP because it was kind of strange. I had some crazy matchups while playing Roaring Moon, but I have to revisit this archetype at one point because I'm a really big fan of it. We see here Tree Roaring Moon, Baby Roaring Moon, Pachyrant EX, regular Pachyrant, and the new Koraidon from Surging Sparks joins the party, as well as Latias EX. Other than that, lots of Gust with 3 Pokemon catchers, a Prime Catcher, and the Bossasaurus. And for Disruption, we have 2 copies of the Judge here. So straightforward Roaring Moon 60. Then there is Janek Jagito. Here we have him with Charizard Pidgeot. Let's take a look at what they were rocking with. We see the Unfair Stamp for Sealstone, Glancing Cologne, double Super Rod, Briar, Turo, double Boss's Orders, Cleffa. That's pretty much the same as we've come to know, and only 5 energies. I always find that very risky with a Charizard list, but it has been paying off for a lot of players. Nikolai Stiborg with Snorlax Control. Let's take a look. We have Snorlax here with the Rotom, with the double Ogerpon. Very similar to what I have been rocking with. They also were playing the new energy, the Draw energy. If you accelerate it, you can draw a bunch of cards, and then you can use Penny, and then next turn do it again. So that's an additional way on top of Insta Charge to get all the puzzle pieces you want. Definitely if you're going for that Penny Loop situation. I'm a bigger fan of Hero Escape, but I can understand the appeal of drawing a lot of cards and getting the correct card every single time. So Triple Misfortune, Sisters, and Eerie are like the main win conditions. You do that and just make sure the opponent cannot, like you discard the Colognes and the switch outs, which is awesome. So interesting, Snorlax Control getting top 16. I wish that was me, but it wasn't. And that's pretty much it for the top 16 deck list. As mentioned, David Valerian, Pidgeot, Charizard was noted there on PokeRank, and the list will become available at limitlesstcg.com. I'm going to be scrolling through these archetypes a little bit. I also saw that no Lost Box in the top 16, so if we take a look at like what was actually played throughout the statistics, we have no Miraidon in top 16. We have no Raging Bolt in top 16 and no Lost Box in top 16. So a couple of these archetypes didn't perform all too well. I don't even know where we will find the first Raging Bolt, but yeah, it's not the right time. Okay, we see here something unique here, Eaten Wild with Archulodon. So if you guys want to be seeing a cool Archulodon list, this is also something I wanted to shout out here. With a 1/1 line of the Lugia VSTAR, with Cologne, with the Lost Vacuum, and the Scramble Switch for the good old Switcheroo. So that's super cool. A lot of unique lists like this. I don't know. I think the Lugia are... Well, there's also one Lugia here with Kevin Dirks. Let's see here if there's any other Lugias. I believe not, but Lugia was around, and this was actually playing a 3/3 line of the Chinchino. 2 Masagosa. Okay. Back to consistency, and they actually were playing, let's see here, anything spicy? Not really. So I think that's also a Serena, right? I don't know. So yeah, a 3/3 line, the rats were there for Lugia. So Lugia didn't perform, but the reason for that is that not a lot of people played Lugia in the first place. So in total, there was about 305 people getting all the way into day 2. And that's kind of nuts here. So I want to hear your opinion about actually the day 2 structure. Are you a big fan of the 5-2-1 structure, or are you a bigger fan of 6-2 structure? Let me know in the comments. Also, what will happen to the Surging Sparks meta going forward? Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, but I think decks like Miraidon will drop down a little bit in popularity because of the high amount of Klawf, and that means Lugia might return to the format, which is definitely something I could see happening. Will there be some new innovation? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. But in all seriousness, I'll be taking a look at the meta every week as usual. So definitely, of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're very close of reaching 100,000 subscribers, so I couldn't be any more happy and proud of what we have achieved throughout this decade. And if you guys haven't noticed yet, we are well on our way of course, yeah, making it to the World Championships once again. Even though it's top 125, we have 632 CP already. I think if we just push through a little bit more, we will get there. So follow the journey along with me. And if you like this video, be sure to let me know by destroying the hell out of the like button. Helps out in ridiculous ways. Be sure to check out our sponsors. They make the videos possible. DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Use the coupon ZAPDOS5 and get 5% off your order. TC Evolutions for the most powerful and cool looking damage counters in the game, as well as VSTAR tokens and ability tokens. Get some today and get 10% off using the coupon ZAPDOSTCG. PokemonStore.com if you're looking for TCG live code card needs to stock up onto your account. Make your account better, play with the alt arts, all that good stuff. You can get 5% off on everything on the website using ZAPDOSTCG, the coupon code. And last but not least, cardmarket.com for European players, where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the referral name ZAPDOSTCG to help support the channel. Thanks again for watching. I will be playing a Regionals again in Birmingham. That's going to be in how many weeks? 8 or 9 weeks. I think 8 weeks. So we have a little bit of a winter break, I would say. But that doesn't mean I won't be playing any tournaments. I'll be focusing on my locals because currently I have only 8 CP from challenges. So let's focus on that so we can make it to the World Championships. And as always, tomorrow there will be some more gameplay footage, and it will be featuring Klawf and Terapagos. So don't miss out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you then. Peace.